Hey everyone, my name is Raj Patel. I'm a senior here at Carolina, and I'm presenting on high dynamic range images. So first, what are high dynamic range images? So HDR images, they offer a wider range of color details and more contrast between dark and light, as what we can see on the top of the slide, where the left is HDR and the right is standard LDR. There's a lot more color, especially if you look at the water. And so these photos are usually created by, in the case of a smartphone, by combining several low dynamic range images taken at varying exposures together to create with a product on the left. Yeah, so we're going to be using four naive methods and one sophisticated method to obtain our HDR images. Our first naive method is simple averaging, where we normalize images with respect to exposure and average them. Second one is weighted averaging, where we remove over and underexposed pixel values before normalizing and average them. For the median one, we remove over and underexposed values as before and normalize based on the median pixel and exposure value that is remaining. And for the highest, we do something similar, except instead of taking the median, we take the max remaining value. The sophisticated method is more sophisticated as the name suggests, and we do this by estimating the response function that a camera would use to map a real world value that it observes to a pixel value that we can see, and we can use this to remap pixel values to real world values so we can create a better looking image from an HDR. Results. So the naive methods, the simple and weighted average, didn't yield too good results. As we can see from the simple method, it's very oversaturated, as it's just gray and blurry all over. However, we do get to see some details with the stained glass windows here. The weighted average is a lot better, but the colors are very muted. As you can tell what colors they are, but like they don't look very good, and there's still a lot of over and under exposure in there, and it does not preserve the local contrast as we would want. The median and highest results look much better than the weighted results, and they also look quite similar. The median method result is on the left, while the highest non-saturating value is on the right. And we can see that the median value result has a lot more muted colors but is a little warmer than the highest non-saturating value, which tends to be a lot brighter in most places. And we can see that both the median and highest non-saturating like lose a lot of quality, like in areas such as the floor. We can see the discrepancy here, as well as the pillars. If you could see closer, there's no discernible lines between them to show the different bricks. The overall quality still of the image still isn't seen, and for implementing these, I created what I essentially zeroed out the pixels that were too bright or too dark, and then from the remaining, I took the median of those. Not including the ones that were not including the pixels that were thrown out, and then took either the median for the median case or the max or the highest remaining value for the highest case. I could have done a little better on the median photo, as for example, when you take the median of an even amount of numbers, you have to average the middle too. So instead of doing that, I could have taken the floor or the ceiling instead of the average for the median function. However, I was not able to get that to work, and it ended up with like white pixel blotches in some areas. So this is a sophisticated method where we create a response function curve for each channel, and this is derived using code from DevOfX research paper, and basically maps pixel values to log exposure time. You can see the curves on the right, and they're isolated based on the colors they are. Here's the result from the sophisticated method, where we can see that we have a lot more detail in areas such as the back corridor, the stained glass windows, and particularly in the pillars area, where we can see the separators between each brick. And the colors are a lot warmer in the naive method, and as it preserves local contrast thanks to the response function, so we can get much more accurate colors.